Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope you're all doing very well. We're finding ourselves right now in the very last moments of exile. And we're about to enter the very first moments of redemption, Bezras Hashem may it be today. In these final moments of darkness, we have to live with the light. Meaning, we clearly see that these are the last moments of exile, but we have to remember the light that's on its way. That really the whole point of the darkness is for the light. We have to really remember that Shem does not want us to suffer. Shem does not want to hurt us, God forbid. Whatever we are going through is only to prepare us and serves as a prerequisite for the days of Moshiach that are about to arrive. Whatever challenge we find ourselves going through now, we have to separate from this specific moment and tap into the fact that Hashem is the sole person, the sole being in charge. There's no one else besides Hashem. Therefore, every challenge we find ourselves in is at the command of Hashem. And when the Mashiach comes, and Hashem is open and revealed throughout the world, everything will make perfect sense. Even the most challenging and painful things we've gone through will be a part of this celebration that we will enjoy in the days of Mashiach. Meaning, when you build a house, there are easier parts and harder parts. There are some parts that may seem so contrary to the building of the house if you isolate them from everything else. For example, sometimes when you have to build a house, you have to destroy certain things that are getting in the way of the house. So if you zoom in entirely to this scene of destroying the part of destroying the material in the way of the house, and you completely hide everything else from this video, and you see just a person destroying materials. So you could say, a person could mistakenly say, he's building a house, he's destroying a house. No, you have to look at the big picture. He's destroying this material to make way for the building of the house. So too, and how much more so in our lives, that the difficulties we are seemingly going through are actually making way for the coming of Mashiach, making way for the coming of Mashiach within ourselves. Each and every one of us has the Mashiach within us. We are from Abraham, Avram, Yitzhak, and Yaakov if you're Jewish. And if you're not, then you could also be a righteous Gentile and be involved and be a part and bring this mission into reality. We have to know that we are precious to the one above, precious beyond number, beyond measure. The Eibishter, the Shem, desires us, and he wants us to want him. Therefore, actually, when a person feels far from Hashem, the Rebbe Rashab explains that feeling far from Hashem is actually really a way of becoming close to Hashem. Because when someone's close to Hashem, they may actually forget about Hashem, God forbid. They're so close that they're satisfied. But when a person feels far from Hashem, they thirst for Hashem with their entire being. They break themselves for Hashem when they feel far from Hashem. And that arouses a much deeper level of love for God within the soul. It causes Hashem a greater pleasure. That's why it says that where a tzaddik, where a Baal Teshuva stands, not even a tzaddik can stand there. Why? Because a Baal Teshuva has a greater thirst for Hashem. A Baal Teshuva is more broken by how far he is from Hashem, which in turn allows him to get even closer to Hashem. So it's actually, while we really appreciate, and there's very holiness, and there's an incredible infinite mission to those times where we feel very close to Hashem, and their blessings, and we should all have these incredible moments. But there's also an advantage to those times where we don't feel so close to Hashem and we maybe feel down on ourselves. But we use that negativity to channel it into positivity. How do we do that? By thinking about how the Alter Rebbe actually explains this. When a person's feeling down, feeling sad for no reason is not a good thing. It can be considered a sin if a person is making themselves depressed for no reason. because it causes a person to turn away from God, not to be able to serve God in a proper way. So a person says, what if I can't control how I feel? So the Alter Rebbe has a remedy. The person should meditate and say, right now I think I'm feeling sad because of X, Y, or Z, but really I'm sad because the Beis Hamikdash isn't here, because the Moshiach isn't here, because Hashem is still hidden. I think I'm sad because I didn't make enough money, or I think I'm sad because I didn't get the food I was in the mood for, or whatever it may be. But really my neshama is sad because Hashem is not revealed in the world. The Mashiach is not here. The temple is not built. We still can't see God with our flesh. Hashem is still hidden. Then we elevate the sadness and we turn it into happiness, into brightness, because we elevated such a low thing. The sadness is such a low thing, and we used it for holiness. We elevated it, and it caused us to get closer to God than we ever were before. This is actually very exciting when we realize that actually everything is a part of Hashem's plan. Hashem is running the show entirely. All the worlds, this world comes forth, is given birth by the higher realms, which come forth from the worlds above it, until the highest realm, which was created from nothingness, from God, Yesh Mi'ayin. Meaning it is the highest world did not come out of Hashem. Hashem, it was not natural that the world, that reality would come into existence. It doesn't make sense that we exist here. Rather, Hashem causes a miracle of creation at every moment. Hashem broke the nature of things to create this world. Therefore, everything is being run by Hashem. Not a single piece of air moves without Hashem's command. So therefore, of course, the difficulties we go through in our lives are being brought to us by Hashem for a specific purpose. So when we place our trust in God and we let go of our calculations and we say, look, this is difficult. It may be very difficult. Maybe other people around me are also going through this difficulty. It might be a very stressful, serious problem. But in spite of all this, I trust in God. I'm letting go, and I'm letting God take hold of me. And I'm happy to do it. Then we will fulfill the purpose of creation. And we bring light, we shine the light upon the darkness. And we know what happens when we shine light on darkness. Darkness flees, disappears. So too we ask that Hashem brings the Mashiach and redeems us. And then we'll realize that every seemingly dark thing we went through was actually a prerequisite to bring the light, a greater way to reveal the light. And we have to trust that Hashem is running the show and that Tzaddikim are giving us the proper guidance. And then we'll surely merit the coming of Mashiach. May it be today. May Hashem bless you all. Please help share this message.